Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for joining me in today's session. Now, what may I ask is the greatest thing in business? A product. So we will need to achieve a product and of course our customer bases, but the problem is we have been raided by greenskin agents who have done a hostile takeover of our main headquarters, Carrick 8 Peaks. So we will be using our newest CEO, Belgar Ironhammer, to give them a not so friendly ask to return our offices. Now, of course, we should also include that none of this will be compensated towards the workers. All profits shall go into the next grudge we shall settle. Now, of course, we must again find a product since Carrick 8 Peaks isn't open anymore, and we only have currently one settlement with the greenskin hostile takeover agents, making sure we don't get back up, but that will soon change since we had a new recruit surplus of employees. Now then, may I ask you to grab yourself a drink, and maybe something to eat. We shall be on this road for another 44 minutes, or 43 if you want to be technical about it. Then we shall follow our current progress, meaning we shall wait until we load in the game before we get to start. Now please, remember, like, subscribe, and leave a comment for that oh so beautiful YouTube gods, so they may grace his humble channel with some watch time. Now then, we shall get into the game itself. Please excuse our use of the mouse. There have been problems during the recording and our technical staff is still finding out what the problem is. Our technical staff being me. Please send help, I'm being held against my will. Now then, we shall get into the game, and of course, first we must look at infrastructure. An income is important, certainly for an army, but what's more important is we get the right tools equipped to our employees. Employees, not sacrifice. Employees, remember PR speech. So our first objective, as you can see, will be to complete the legendary cursor forest algae to acquire our lumber mill and product. After that, we shall go through with a short victory campaign achievement to catch Carrick 8 Peaks and destroy our enemies, as is customary of a Total Warhammer 3 run. Now we ask that you be patient about the editing, and our editing is not the best. Now, if I may direct you to our next talk, we shall talk about the PR of the dwarves. The dwarves have this book, the legendary grudges, and we shall be doing it against the wood elves, but first we must deal with the other goblin or greenskin overtakers in the area. Now, the first army isn't that difficult, so we shall easily do it with help of my board of executive members. You see, every CEO needs a board of executive member and employees to work under him. Now, of course, we're having to pay these employees extra since they didn't come from our home territory, Carrick 8 Peaks. So after selling this, we decide to gather some money, and after that, we follow up with taking another hostile branch office of the greenskins. Of course, this isn't much, but the greenskins are resistant and their employees are very loyal because they believe in fair treatment and not slaving your employees and burning them with flamethrowers if they're not listening. Now then, we shall load into the battle, and I can guarantee you I did not enjoy this battle. Belgar Ironhammer maybe did, but I certainly did not. If you want to follow up on this, we shall wait now in silence for my misery. So we get into the battle. Looks pretty normal, right? Just a normal greenskin army, me setting up and everything. Now, one fun part about this whole battle is when their units are gonna break, you think it's a good thing, but believe me, it's not. You need to crush your opponents without having mercy on them. Now, I'm looking over my executives and what they can do. Of course, we have our head of engineering. Just wait for it, I'll get to it then. We have our employees, the sacrifices we shall make. Now, our most valuable employees will of course be put in the back. I'm just kidding. Everyone's life is equal importance that I do not care for. After setting my head of security, my lawyer, who has explosive reasonings for some reason, and also they're my ancestors. Yes, I get 4 ancestral heroes. Now, getting into the battle, not much happens. You know, we just advance our forces, we target. So as you can see, the mouse is a bit weird. This comes because the recording somehow messed it up and I did not have the patience to record again. We please ask for your forgiveness. Now, after all of this, I send my troops in, and well, most of the battle goes easy enough, though we will soon skip to the end of the battle, to which I request you to look at the timer. This battle should not have taken this goddamn long. Now, of course, as our lawyer, you need to have an explosive talkback and be able to convince people we do care for the lives of our people by making sure we kill the lives of others. Now, after I make sure my CEO gets all his wealth bonuses, making sure that golden armor stays nice and shiny, I realize I forgot to send in my hammerers, or they already killed their units that fast. I do not know, I do not care, just kill. So as you can see, we have already broken some of their armies easily. And now I have my lawyer ready to give an explosive answer to the greenskins. Please, for mercy. Only one thing is a shame, I have none. Now then, if we follow through, here we see this battle has been going on for 5 minutes, with 3 minutes being me chasing them down because they end up fleeing and rallying again and again, because dwarves are goddamn slow. So after that excruciating battle, we make another branch office and we get offered what we could do since another company wants us to take over, but we just take their money as a tribute since we need the money to build up our forces. Confederation in this scenario isn't good. Then we already see our prize in the top left corner, the Oak of Ages. Now what will this tree become once we conquer it? A sawmill, if you want. Now we shall follow in my recruitment of the Iron Drakes, because nothing burns better than a flamethrower. Now we may or may not have gotten into a bit of conflict with some other hostile company and some human rights activists. Now these rights activists have been risen from the ground, and this is precisely why I got the flamethrowers. How can something come back to life? It is a pile of ashes. Now as you can see, we got an Empire company to help us. Now then, we shall see how their forces will do, because if you their army, you'll see they have an explodey boy. Now what do explodey boys do, you might ask? Explodey boys are not that fun, not for my units anyway. So we go into the battle, not much to see. We shall have our moment of silence before the battle. Now we shall get into the battle, and I go with the strategy that is, I'm gonna put all my force. Eventually we decide on a strategy of, I'm gonna put all my forces in the trees and wait for reinforcements. I don't care if it is a so-called map, I am not taking any risk or bullshit. So we shall set our forces in the trees. Once I got all my forces gathered, I set them up in the trees, and well, you will see what happens next. So after setting up a nice position in the trees, like that, I realized some of my units are still in the front. God damn it. Why does the AI not do what I want? After a retry, you shall see how people follow. Not good. But eventually I get it down, and right now we should be getting the reinforcements. There we go. Now the sacrifices, I mean the sister or brother company employees of a good friend of mine are coming in. The fun part being they don't know what they're waiting for. So right now, if you look down in the middle of the upper right, you will see they have a lot of bullets. Now we do not want to take these bullets, even if they're heavy plated. We rather waste another's resources than waste our own. We will follow this trend by making sure they follow theirs. So after pausing, I'm just kinda seeing how I'm gonna select my units, and well, at first I'm thinking of setting up a defensive line, you know, as dwarves do. Just setting up safely, nothing much to worry about. And then I'm remembering, oh yeah, right, I've got them flamethrowers, let's burn these corpses to a crisp. Though the most important part, you have to remember, they have a suicide terrorist on their side, and we shall not have any terrorists in a human rights situation. Not that these things are humans, but oh well, we will fight with humans, so we shall see how that goes. And eventually I decide to go with the strategy of F it, I'm just gonna target their lord with my lord, and that lord's gonna die whether they want to or not. Following into the battle further, we are right now just kind of planning things out, just waiting for the explosion to happen and send all our forces in. May we have a minute of silence for the fallen. By company policy, I am now supposed to talk further, or I will be in trouble. So I do apologize, I could not hold a minute silence. Not that it matters for Empire units or humans in this world, but oh well. Right now we're just sending in our units, making sure everything has a target. Now, as you can see, their deck gunners are incapable of doing much, and their crustaceans are on their way, meaning my units have time to trickle in and deliver decisive blows, while the Empire units are a well-made sacrifice. Now then, as you can see, they have a lot of stacking up groups of units, and my lawyer has one thing they don't, an explosive ability. So as we will see now, I can target far enough, and right now it's time to make the thing go boom. I love random acts of violence. Seeing just those health bars drain so easily gives me great satisfaction in my empty life. Now then, our flamethrowers are already hard at work. Now if you're wondering why I'm talking like this, I am not an AI. Now then, seeing as their units are already rallying, I think we have an advantage and we need to push on, when I realize my CEO is lazy and does not know how to target their lord. We throw explosive at their crustaceans, making sure they won't get up again. Now after seeing they're having been dealt with the deck gunners, we make sure the rest of the group is dead by rushing in. Already some broken units, we make sure they can't go any further, while their lord Alyssa Saltspire, sorry if I pronounce that, my apologies if I pronounce that wrong, is being mauled by flamethrowers and a very angry shortman that wants his headquarters back. Now then, we shall wait and see how the flamethrowers work. Pretty effectively actually. Who knew burning already dead corpses has a good thing? Now then, we shall continue further with our talks. I target my executives towards the deck gunners, who are currently... Well, I do not know what the AI is currently doing, but I do not think that's the thing they're going for. Now, having seen them already burned down, I decide to put in the finishing blow and give our units a boost in their melee attack. Now, seeing how effective the flamethrowers are at just dealing with groups of these, I decide to make sure to also target their hero. Walking forward, the battle is easily being won by me, which is of course easy. Man. And currently Belgard Ironhammer, who is 2 levels lower than their lord, with some support of flamethrowers, is destroying their lord. As we follow, this battle is getting very boring. Now it shouldn't take too long to break them anymore. Though we shall follow up on seeing what the units are doing. My employees are selflessly charging forward while some are trying to be lazy, which I do not notice. Now of course, some casualties may come of these flamethrowers, but we do not care for our casualties, we only care for our profits. So if we kill more enemies than we kill ourselves, that's a good thing. And now their lord is dead. And now we have won the battle. Now if I may please advise you to not try this at home. May I please advise you to buy our brand new model of iron breakers, so we can get our flamethrowers back on the market. No, these are not made for use of killing others. These are only made for the use of killing others that are in your way. And if you have a problem, we have a flamethrower, so we do not care for your problems. Now, as you can see, while we only lost 66 units, the Empire lost 432 units, and the Pirates of Sartosa lost almost 1000 units. I'd say we have won, with surprisingly getting the most kill being a troop of blasting charges right behind the troop of Iron Drakes. May I remind you, Iron Drakes are goddamn overpowered. So after getting that decisive victory, we decide just more gold is the way to go. Now you see this bar filling up here in the top middle of the screen. Please keep a good watch on it through the video, because we'll be skipping parts. Now for this next battle, with the remainder of our armies, I just decided to finish them up with an auto resolve. Now we have captured one of our provinces, and then we capture Lucini. Easily enough done. After capturing this province with another decisive auto resolve, things start to go a bit difficult. You may soon see in a few minutes. So after achieving our victory here, we shall follow up on the battle. Now, if I may remind you, I have a goddamn hatred for siege battles. I do not think they're well designed, and I do think they give too much of the advantage on the defender's side, so I just decided to auto-resolve with some minor casualties. No Iron Drakes were harmed in the production of this auto-resolve, so I count that as a success. So after dealing with the Pirates of Sartosa, we soon get into another problem. That problem being a whole lot of rats that are not so happy with me killing their ally. Now, I just want you to look at the top right of the screen and keep your eyes on it, as we shall soon point out what the problem here is going to be. If you have not already seen it, there will soon pop up an arrow for your convenience if you are almost not blind enough to see the obvious problem here. Please wait, there it is. If you see, we have two armies raiding us, Ikit Claw and another one of his armies. Now, while that may look bad, it gets even worse if you remember. Ikit Claw has another army in approach. You will soon see that other army in approach. Right now, they're invisible on my screen, so I cannot do much. So after making sure we have everything we need, suiting Bellicar Iron Hammer as best up as we can, it's time to decide Ikit Claw's fate. I move up, hoping to bait him out not to attack my settlement, because otherwise I'm gonna be pissed. Now I also want a reminder that I've been advancing in the bottom blue tree to get the point of Lightning Strike. Why is Lightning Strike so good? It's mostly effective against Skaven, who have so many armies that I wanna die. Of course I save, because I'm a save scummer and I do not care for pride. So after seeing we need to capture Skaven Blight, we go forward with all our might, and we see the ogres raining down on my allies, but I do not give a damn about that. Now, if you see here, we have two other armies with problems. So as you can see, we have about 3.5 armies of Skaven to deal with. And no, they're not all Skaven slaves. If it was that easy, I wouldn't have been scared for my life by 3 goddamn assassins. Now, of course, many armies means easy win, right? Wrong. You see, Ikit Claw has rattling gunners, and I've been training an air force. Now we may have iron drakes, but that does not mean we're invincible. Or almost not mean. A whole tomb stack of iron drakes may look nice, but we do not have the money or funds to fund that right now. So I decide to recruit a rune lord or a new parent company executive, or no, more like sister or brother company if you want it that way. He's a new executive that's gonna train a new army of employees, or new manager if you want. Now with Bob, our new manager, at our side, we can easily recruit new employees while we go to battle. Now I have been an idiot and thought you could activate lightning strike when attacked. Word of advice, you can't. Now, seeing as I don't wanna fight that goddamn many Skaven, and being that the price I have to pay is most of my warriors, I accept my fate and decide to end it with an auto resolve, because I am a goddamn coward. And I also, do I need to remind you, I don't like the Skaven. I repeat, I do not like the Skaven. If any of you Skaven fanboys wanna fight me in the comments on why I don't like the Skaven, go ahead, the algorithm enjoys that. So be a little bitch in the comments and I will just smile at it, even if it's hate. Because the Skaven can kiss my goddamn dwarven ass from the ground, those goddamn infectious rodents. So now we will starting the extermination. I get a quest battle that I promptly ignore, because I do not want to fight those armies yet. So after having killed most of their heroes, and having lost one of my allies, and a beast herd coming, pardon me, that will be edited out. No, it got their mind, because I'm too goddamn lazy and I'm already late on my own deadline for this video. Please, may I remind you again, like and subscribe, and of course leave a comment if you want. So after spending some points into our stats, we wait for my idiot to finish, because my editing isn't that amazing. Now I decide to move him up and recruit even more iron drakes into my army. Why, you may ask? Because iron drakes rule. And if you would please look at the top of the screen, it's one turn and we're at 100 grudges. Now, at 100% grudges, we get a free army, free workers. I always do appreciate some free labor. Now then, after planning to recruit even more iron drakes, I decide to look at my infrastructure, seeing if I can upgrade it, which I unfortunately can't. So I decide to recruit a unit of renown, and I want you to watch this unit become one of my strongest units of renown. After transferring employees from one branch to my branch, I decide to get more employees, even more iron drakes. Except I changed my mind, because iron drakes are goddamn expensive and I am not good at remembering things of my own video. So after recruiting some miners as meat shields, I mean valuable frontline employees, we wait our turn, because we know the Skaven will attack. That's not just my intuition, that's a goddamn AI that's playing in my head. So now after this we get a big victory, because they're attacking us. Now I could always just sit back, or I could sacrifice 2 units of iron drakes and get it over with, because I'm gonna recruit them next turn and I'm gonna get a grudge settler army and some grudge settler units with a minus 50% cost to upkeep of grudge settler units. I guess you know where the plan is going with this. Now if you will wait a turn please, we shall soon see what happens when you make me angry as a goddamn rodent and you need to be exterminated to secure profit in the south. We have now received even more money, and we shall enter a new age with a grudge settler army. Now this has 3 iron drakes and a hellfire cannon, or fire cannon, fire spirit cannon. I don't remember the name, but it's a good grudge settling army. After that I decide to recruit a new air force, my new delivery, and some more iron drakes. Now we shall follow my adventures, as I also as I also need to click on a whole lot of notifications. First I forget about it, but then I remember these units are now goddamn cheap to pay upkeep cost on, so I decided to get myself a front line, because my front line right now is goddamn weak. So after doing that, we buy another unit of renown, so we only need to recruit one more unit, as we shall upgrade my lord. Now the reason to why I'm showing you all of this is just to prolong the runtime, and because the editor wasn't good enough to edit all these clips out, because I need to get better at editing, but oh well. Continuing on, we now have seen what our infrastructure looks like. So after realizing I can't really upgrade anything and cursing multiple times, I decide that enough is enough and just spend my skill points. Why have I done this to myself? Note to editing self, improve your editing. After deciding to take the Aura of Endurance for extra melee defense, I upgrade my other executives to a higher field of being. Now then, we shall continue to follow on what is happening. As you can see, I buy another ability and just quickly invest, since rune cooldowns are good to have. After finishing that, I end my turn. Now, if you must know why I am doing this, I always believed the success would come to me, but I realized the only success I can have is being a short little maniac with a flamethrower, which sounds exactly right for me. Now, after doing some extra business with the Fey Enchantress for a trade agreement, it's our turn again, and it's time to go for rodent extermination. But first, I have some homeless people, and I cannot have absolutely goddamn filthy homeless peasants on my front porch, since they are taking up money from begging for it instead of working as under my cold hard iron fist. No, that's the wrong dwarf. But after dealing with them, which is not even worth showing, I decide to put on a siege with my gut settler army and continue on with Belgor Ironhammer reinforcing Skaven run easily from a too good fight. So after making out some things, I decide to end my turn, making sure I have a nice income of money. Now what the Skaven do is something I can respect. They are going to push me, but we will have to wait, because the AI is goddamn stupid. So after thinking they can win, I just retreat with my units. Now, Ikit Claw feels good because he hasn't anything to fear right now, but he is wrong. If you would so kindly remember to, in the start of the video, I remember I having said somewhere around the start to middle of the video, I have lightning strike. I can give you 3 guesses what I'm gonna do with this. Your timing guesses are up if you say, rush my army at Ikit Claw, even though he has legendary weapons, I'm a higher level, so I don't care and I'm gonna kill him. You would be absolutely right. Now of course I am gonna fight this level. I'm gonna fight this myself, because I believe a lord should at least battle one time manually, and it's not a siege battle, so I'm a happy man. Continuing on, we shall have our lightning battle against the Skaven. Now I ask you again, please sit back, enjoy and take this time to relax, because we're about to kill a lot of rats. If I should remind you to what Ikit Claw is all possible of, you will see me being an absolute moron in this video before realizing what I did wrong. If I should refer you to the units, Ikit Claw has rattling guns. Now, what makes rattling guns so scary isn't for my front line. It's for my backline units and my flanking units. My dumbass thought I can use the choppers to cause some chaos on him, but I was wrong. If I should remind you, rattling guns can use ranged artillery to attack my units. Me being a dumbass, of course, I follow this. Now then, we shall follow suit with me being an idiot 24/7. So first I think they're not coming to me, so I'm coming to them, because they're way too scared of my strong dwarf build masculinity. Now, as you can see, I fly my choppers over thinking, well, this can't go wrong. It can go very wrong, and it will go wrong in a few seconds. You see, ikit summons some ratty boys from behind to attack us, right in the middle of my army, and damage my units very heavily. Which I am pretty pissed about, since those were two of my growth settler units. Now, having passed the game, I'm trying to regroup my armies. Setting forward, even though we're not that good at charging, I set forward, planning to destroy my enemies. Now we will move forward. Of course, I pass the game because that's easier. Also, I use my ability. The witches given are not going to enjoy it. I send my flamethrowers forward to deal with their infantry and cavalry units, making sure none of them pass through. As I would remind you of the bullets that are currently flying towards my choppers, realizing I'm gonna definitely lose at least one unit. Well, that's what I thought, but you'll see by the end. Now, following up, we shall continue on forward advancing and making sure, everything's going well. Now, as the ability activates, look at that damage and look at my broken chopper gunners. Now I have more chopper gunners, or gyro bombers if you want to call them that, as I drop bombs on my enemies. Having easy broken the clan rats, we push forward, planning to attack them, but they're thinking of encircling us through the forest, which I will absolutely not allow. Now moving forward, the battle gets a little bit messy, with Skaven all over the place, so I do not know what to do. My chopper gunners rally again as I'm planning to attack them. And following up, one of my slayer units reached there first. Surprise, they're not surviving. Now after Ikit having damaged his own troops and breaking them, we continue forward as we see his cavalry charge in. I take action and push forward to them with my dwarven miners. Now, as you can see in the right, my flamethrowers are putting in some goddamn hours right now. That's why they're our most valued employees against the wood elves. Now, Warhammer and Ikit have just a natural conversation which I can't have, so I take explosion for extra dramatic effect as my gyro bombers continue being harassed by the Skaven enslaved. So I drop bombs like Bin Laden. After that, I look around at the mess of the battle as I realize my lines are in complete chaos. As I realized my lord isn't doing jack shit. Now, we see many rats already broken, which is true with the Skaven, as I decide to use their ability on their ranged units, making sure they're not having a good time. Now, if you would look at the damage numbers, please, I always take some applause for me, as I realized I didn't target the rattling gunners but another unit as I wasn't looking. Now Ikit Claw runs away from the battle as I think he's broken, or he's a goddamn coward, which would be fitting for Skaven. Now having my flamethrowers burn dry rat hides is quite easy, as this is what happens throughout the battle, and as they return and return, I slowly break their units, which is easier said than done. Or, well, it actually is easier done with the press of a button. Now then, we wait, cause Ikit Claw has returned into a blob of all my warriors. May I remind you, Ikit has the biggest brain of all rats, which isn't to say much. Maybe a brain for engineering, but clearly not one for battle. In 5 seconds my ability will be charged up again, and these blaster charging units are doing some goddamn numbers on them. Now, realizing most of the units are here in the center of the map, I decide to look around a bit to make sure Ikit Claw is broken. I send units after him to make sure he stays away. Now, as you can see, some of its units are already perma-broken, but we still have a lot of units to deal with that are not that broken. Following this, we shall continue our journey. We shall continue the battle with constant burning of the enemy. If you're worried for my well-being, don't be. Now, after seeing him flee like that, I send Be'lakor Ironhammer back to other units. Having mostly broken his front line, I chase down his ranged units and what little front line they have remaining, as they summon a colony on top of Be'lakor, which is an idiotic thing to do, because Be'lakor is ridiculously strong. Now, after realizing how much danger I put my runesmith in, I am searching for him and realize he just died. God damn it. I was pissed. Now, seeing as most Skaven units had already been perma-broken, I just continue pushing on, with no regard for my units, even though some of them are on what is probably less than 100 HP. Now, having perma-broken Ikit Claw, their leadership should falter soon in my eyes, which it did. After being so busy for so long, I am happy I can exterminate this goddamn rat. And now we achieve a decisive victory. Just kidding, it's a close victory. No, kidding, it's a Pyrrhic victory, because I lost some goddamn units and a goddamn hero. Now, if you look at the numbers, Ikit Claw didn't actually lose that many units, they just broke so goddamn fast because of the fear my units install in them. And also maybe because of the Iron Drakes, probably because of the Iron Drakes. Now a few 10 seconds for Fallen Warriors. Ten seconds are up. Why isn't this thing downloading? Now our most valuable unit was actually again Iron Drake. Just kidding, it was the Slayers with 102 kills. Well done, Slayers. In second place we have the Iron Drakes with 90 kills. In third, our Hammerers with 68 kills. And in fourth, well, I couldn't count that. After that I decided to replenish my army after having killed Ikit Claw, or that is what I believed, but he just ran away like a goddamn coward. Now, my runesmith is wounded, though I do not care for that. All I care about is conquering that goddamn castle. After seeing what it did, the Skaven decide to run away in typical Skaven fashion, but not to set themselves into an ambush stance. So I just decide to push on and take Skaven Blight for myself, which is a siege battle, which I goddamn hate, so I just kill him with auto-resolve, as I usually do. After seeing I could get even more, I decide to hold a hunt for Ikit Claw, since they have only one more settlement left. After investing, I make sure I recruit the best units there are, which are mostly just another front line of meat shields for my Iron Drakes, as Ikit and his units are taking attrition in their own territory, meaning they have no more goddamn settlements, which is great for me. So I decide to invest more points into, well, upgrades for my units and my lord and my hero. Eventually decide to go with tunnel warfare, and then another point in ancestral guidance. Then I use revert Thane for my unit. For him I get ballistic calibrations, which is another bonus for my unit. After seeing Ikit and his army take attrition, I decide to push ahead. Now I remember I have only a global recruitment duration of 1, which is goddamn overpowered since I can pop out armies now. Oh wait, I'm limited by money anyway, god damn it. After recruiting the units, I decided to recruit even more. Mostly Iron Drakes, because those are the most important units in this whole game. After dealing with the corruption in the area, Ikit decides next turn is gonna be his turn to take a settlement down here to the south of Skavenblight. This will not save you from my wrath or my employees or what you did to one of my executives and my manager. Now we shall wait the turns. We get also declared war by more homeless people from a homeless shelter nearby. They will be next. But right now our top priority is dealing with Ikit. We heard that a good friend of ours, another dwarven faction, has been killed. So I decide to just push on ahead, taking revenge for them, because I know it's probably the goddamn greenskins that did this. As the greenskins and Skaven work so good together, I decide to blame both of them and make sure they will both feel my wrath. After moving forward, I just decide to auto-resolve the ever-loving heck out of them. So we now wait with only some grudge letter losses, which are not the biggest losses in the universe, which is easy for me to do. Now then, I have finally won. So, now I have won. I have exterminated both the pirates and these rodents from the south. The next will be the other homeless men that have been threatening me. I want to thank you all again for joining me on this journey. I will post another video. I will try to post another video the day ahead. I apologize if my speech is not perfect. I am making this quite late, so I am tired and I have done multiple retakes. I know that may sound like an excuse, but I just want to do my best and give you all the best content I can give. I hope you all may have enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment if you want. And of course, may you all have a great night. I have been your host, Pong70b, and let's also enjoy more killing later today, or whenever I post my next video, which should be tomorrow. See you all in the next video. Goodbye, and remember, if you have a problem, remember to call 7'7" for your flamethrowers.